Hey YouTube, so today's video, I just read this book called Mr. H.I.V, and if you have a Kindle on Amazon, you can get it for free. I don't know if you still can. I know when I got it for free. But I advise everyone go read this book because this book, it was just really interesting, and I know about HIV, I know about AIDS, but it was like, it really hit me, I guess, about things that are really going, around, and most of the, cities that you hear about that have AIDS or HIV where they're more aware of is either in Atlanta, Georgia, or in San Francisco, California. So the book I read took place in New York City. And so me reading this, okay, well, let me tell you about it first. So he finds one of his friends, neighborhood friends that grew up together since like middle school or whatever. They found out he had AIDS or whatever, and he passed away. He had full-blown AIDS and he passed away or whatever. And then he decides to go get tested because he was like, out of like the 63 women that he had sex with, maybe half of them he was using a condom with. And, that would just be like the first go around they used a condom. And then if they were having sex anymore, within that day period, they weren't using a condom anymore. And so he was saying that he really didn't know if he got it, who he would have it from. So as you keep reading or whatever, he goes and he takes the test. He comes back HIV negative. Then he hadn't been with anyone. He went to Virginia because that was his friend's his funeral. So that right part. So they went there for the funeral, and he met some new girl, whatever, and she lived in New York also. So they began dating and everything, and every time they have sex, she makes sure and tells him, like, put on a condom, and he's like, I don't understand why I have to put on a condom. It's just you and I, and we understand this, and we have a clear understanding. And she's like, because, one of her former boyfriends cheated on her, gave her syphilis, and that's why she makes him wear a condom. Even, when she said she was performing head, she would make him use a condom. And so he was like, well, we've been together for so long. They were like together, I think, 10 months. So they both decided to go get tested. And so he was like, oh, don't be worried. I took a test already. I know I'm negative, but I'll take one with you so you don't have to be scared. So they go and they take this test, and hers comes back negative, but his comes back positive. And so, he was like, the girl ran. Then he was like, how could this have happened to me when I came here a year ago and I was negative? And they were saying how sometimes it can take a while before it gets into your system. And, within, maybe the last 6 months, it just became aware in his body or whatever. So, yeah, that's that. So my message today is just that I feel, after reading this book, that every woman and man should go out and get tested, and that because of this book, it's really inspired right now, like, you should always ask for a condom, because later on in this book, after he's found out he was positive, he began with, okay, he had sex with a condom and he accidentally infected someone and the condom busted. But then after that, he was like scared, and he went another 6 months without having sex because he was so scared. But he still was not telling these women that he was positive. And nowadays, now, it is a law that if you are HIV positive, that you must tell your partners that you are HIV positive, or you wear protection. And if you do not, and you have this, you can go to jail for this, because this is murder. So, eventually he decides, he had a list of all the women who he had sex with, unprotected, but then he decides to make a new journal called Victims, and those are people who he intentionally infected with HIV. And so for me reading this, I'm 18, just turned 18, and I'm in college. And for me, it was just like, okay, being in college, you're open to all types of diseases, and the people who are going to be more objective to get HIV and AIDS are the people who have had, a STD before, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, all those things. You're kind of already, like, not immune, but it's like you have a quicker chance of getting these things. A yeast infection is not an STD. It is sexually transmitted. It can be through sex, or it can be, just by soap or stuff like that, but that doesn't count, because many women get it, at a young age you can get that. We're talking about chlamydia, gonorrhea, things of that nature, the STD that you have to have sex to get those. You have to be very careful and make sure that, your partner has on a condom. And it's like, many people think, oh, women shouldn't wear a condom, or women shouldn't have condoms in their purses. You need to carry condoms with you, because this is serious, and more people need to be aware of this and what's going on, because in a sense, yes, you can blame other people, but at the same time, you have to kind of take a look in the mirror and realize that you did not ask him to put on that condom, and that just because a man says, oh, he's healthy, ask for paperwork. Ask to see some type of a proof that he is healthy, because any and everything happen, and men are going to say whatever it takes to get in your drawers. So it's like you have to take your own measures to make sure that you're healthy and you're clean. And I advise this for everyone, whether you're married or not. Things happen in a marriage. So just because you're married and you're off the market, that doesn't mean anything. And I'm not saying that everyone who's married, oh, your spouse is cheating on you, but I'm just saying you have to check. You have to make sure and get checked out, because this is no joke. And a lot of people are unaware of this, or just acting like, oh, it's nothing. They don't have to worry about anything, but you do, because this is serious. And, now they're saying that they're coming out with medicine for women who are pregnant, that if you do have HIV, so that your child doesn't have it or whatever. But it's like you still have to be very careful with your body, and you have to be healthy, because reading about this and the medicine that he was taking and the side effects and everything else, it's like, it's crazy. And it's just like all those things could have been, it could have been easily taken care of. It doesn't take long, maybe like 10 seconds to go put on a condom. So it's like, put on a condom, wear a condom, use condoms. I understand sometimes, oh, they're expensive, all this stuff. Get a condom, and a good condom, and make sure, if you don't understand the difference between one condom and another condom, that you ask the clerk, because there are condoms out there that will protect you from pregnancies, but they do not protect you from STDs and HIV. So you have to be very careful of and read what you're getting, because there are ones out there. In this book is what taught me that it's two different types of condoms. So it's like, personally, you have to take your own measures to say, okay, latex, let's use a latex condom, or a Magnum condom, because I read it myself where it says it protects you from this, not just a pregnancy, but from an STD. You have a 99.9 or 0.1% chance. So do that. And I'm not saying don't trust anyone, but I'm just saying, for your health, you may want to do this, because it's for you. It's not for anyone else. It's for you. So that is just my view today on the book I've read. I recommend the book. It was a good book. So read Mr. HIV, and ladies, gentlemen, go get tested. Go get tested, because it could change everything within those first, 10 minutes, 10 seconds, that everything's going to happen before it leads anywhere else. So go get tested, read the book, and have a healthy sex life.